guessed it. It's another episode of Because You Watched. I'm your critic Pobles, and today, for our first film, I'm reviewing Inception. Okay! I would like it known, much like my review for Alien, that there is no way known to man that I could possibly put everything I know about this film into this review. So, this is a review request from this guy, who I don't believe has a YouTube username. Inception is a 2010 science fiction film. My favorite director of all time, Chris Nolan, is the guy who wrote, co-produced and directed this piece of film. For anyone who doesn't know him, he's the guy responsible for the Batman Dark Knight trilogy with Christian Bale, and he also did Memento, which is a really cool revenge story. Funnily enough, I would expect a movie like this to be very, very hyped up, and when you go and see it, it's a tiny bit of a disappointment. However, when this movie was in the cinemas, only one of my friends recommended it to me, and I find that a little surprising. I think the main reason it wasn't hyped up, of course, is because it's confusing as hell and very hard to explain. Inception stars Leonardo DiCaprio as a dream thief. This means that he can kidnap people and enter their minds. Doing so, this means that he can create and explore a dream world in which their secrets are readily apparent for him to steal for industrial espionage. Inception explores the concept behind lucid dreaming, which has always been a slight interest of mine, so I really enjoyed this film. While this film initially appears confusing, don't believe the post-release hype. The film is done in a way that reveals everything slowly and everything slowly falls into place. It is comprehensible and it is not as confusing as most people say it is. You do actually need to sit down and pay attention to the details. The reason this film is a little trippy isn't so much the elaborate plot. It's the layers behind the film that make it a little strange. The sound and visual editing for this film creates such an immersive environment. You know that you've done a good job in creating music and soundtracks to a film when people start putting your soundtrack to other movie speeches and video game footage. The special effects, the casting, and the acting are all unbelievable. As in all Chris Nolan films, there are points of dry, subtle humor, and there are also parts that are very somber and sad and dark. On top of this, the action and fight scenes in this film are about as realistic as they can be. While some very strange things do happen in this film, such as gravity doing a barrel roll, the concept behind the effects of the film is actually scientifically accurate. Now, because this film deals with the human mind, it can never be 100% accurate to everyone, but what I can guarantee is that if you watch this film over and over again, you'll see a different thing each time. I have to give this film a 9.8. I'm only deviating from my 0.5 sort of structure because this film is amazing. I don't think I can find a single thing wrong with it. However, it's not perfect, and I can't give it a 10. Our second film today is Snatch, and this was a review request from this guy. Okay, so I didn't actually know how popular this film was. Well, anyway, this film is a Guy Ritchie film, the guy who just did Sherlock Holmes 2. It's a sequel to Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know how to accurately describe the genre of this film. It uses elements of comedy, drama, thriller, action, heist, noir. So I'm simply going to call the genre of this film Man. So this Man film was done in 2000 and follows a multitude of characters who are quite shady and questionable through their acts around London, and culminates in all of the story arcs overlapping. Riddled in the cast are those faces that you'll know if you're a fan of actions like Jason Statham or Brad Pitt if you're a fan of anything. This film felt shorter than Lock, Stock and actually had me engaged the whole time. Snatch begins very well. It lays down a foundation of introducing the characters and the multiple storylines. It's also very, very funny when it wants to be, and it achieves a very good balance between being funny and being serious. The music and casting choices are very challenging, but also quite engaging. Of course, I'd never expect anyone to be that analytic, but they do work very well. The editing are awesome. The acting in this film is really, really cool. I hope that the actors were paid a lot because the director definitely got his money worth here. The characters are built up and kind of have these little mannerisms that make each one unique. Some parts of the film are very realistic. Other parts are quite romantic and expressive. For example, there is a scene where someone gets punched in the face, and while they're kind of staggering around fighting against whatever's keeping their consciousness from falling apart, it shows a shot of them drowning underwater, and I thought that was really heavy. It was really cool. I actually got to the end of this film and wanted to go back and rewatch Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. I'm genuinely grateful that someone requested me to review this film. It was really good. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. That is all we have time for today, guys. Finally, a call for bands. Are you in a band? Are you interested in playing music? Does anyone actually talk like this anymore? Good. Because guys, I would love it if any of you musicians out there helped me write some opening or closing jingles to put in my video for a bit of cross-promotional action. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, put the link as your status on Facebook. Just help me get up to 650. Okay? Thanks. Bye.